Welcome to the latest episode of the B Movie Club. I'm your host Kevin, and this week we'll be discussing the 1987 comedy classic, Raising Arizona, directed by the Coen brothers, starring Nicolas Cage, John Goodman, Holly Hunter, Frances McDormand. The list goes on and on. For those of you guys joining us for the first time, the B Movie Club, it's like a book club. For those of you guys who've heard this 1,000 times, I apologize. Those of you guys who haven't heard this before, then listen up. Each week I will post on Facebook and on Twitter the movie we'll be discussing, although I'm open to suggestions. And you can send me your favorite quotes, favorite scenes, anything you'd like to say, anything you'd like to know about the movie, and I will discuss it on the show. How do I get all my information? This is very, very important. I use the hallowed resources, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and of course, Wikipedia. See, and some things I just know inherently, you know, word of mouth. I have my sources on the street, people I talk to. So you're getting all the latest information that I can give you. So there you go. Raising Arizona. It takes place in suburban Tempe. It's about H.I. McDonough, played by Nicolas Cage, who is a kind of an ex-con. He's partial to robbing convenience stores, but he's really horrible at it, so he keeps getting arrested. Along the way, he meets, soon to be the love of his life, an officer of the law named Ed, short for Edwina, played by Holly Hunter. And they get together, he gets paroled, they get married, and now, you know, he's going straight and narrow, and they decide they'd like to have a little one to share their thoughts and feelings with. Sadly, Edwina is barren. A woman who looks as fertile as the Tennessee Valley could not bear children. So, they're very sad. They can't adopt because H.I., obviously he's an ex-con with just, you know, he's a 3-time loser. He's been back and forth from the state pen. In the news, the Arizona Quints are born. They are quintuplets, born to Nathan, Arizona, who runs the largest, basically a bunch of stores that sell unpainted furniture called Unpainted Arizona. You may have heard of them. They've had 5 kids, and they jokingly say, too much for us to handle. So Ed and H.I. decide to steal one of the Arizona Quints, Nathan Jr., I think, and raise it as their own. So that's the basic. And hijinks ensue. So you've also got John Goodman and William Forsythe playing 2 of H.I.'s loser buddies who just busted out of the joint. And they have plans. They want to rob a bank. They want H.I. to help them out. Meanwhile, there's a bounty hunter on the loose. One of the lone bikers of the apocalypse, Leonard Smalls, played by Randall Tex Cobb. Not to be confused with Randall Cobb, the wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. Different guy. You've seen him in many other things, I'm sure. Maybe you haven't. He's kind of a grizzly-looking guy with a beard. Anyway, he's on the loose now. I don't want to spoil everything, but needless to say, it is high comedy. It is very bizarre. Again, it takes place in suburban Tempe, but everybody has these crazy thick southern accents. I don't know why. And every scene of Tempe is literally like they filmed it in the middle of Death Valley. Now, granted, it's Arizona. It's going to have some desert scenes, but not every scene should be in the middle of the desert. Okay, it's like The Hills Have Eyes. That's all I can say. Coen brothers, who directed this and wrote it and produced it, you might remember them from Fargo, The Big Lebowski, several other movies they did. The movie prior to this was called Blood Simple. It was kind of a dark drama crime thing, and they deliberately wanted to go away from that with Raising Arizona. That's why, even though it deals with kidnapping and violence, bank robbery, it's actually very lighthearted, and most of the characters, even like the villains, are kind of good and gentle, and you kind of root for everybody. Coen brothers were good friends with Holly Hunter, and they actually wrote the part of Ed for her specifically. Frances McDormand is actually married to one of the Coen brothers, and that's why she is literally in all the movies. She won an Academy Award for Fargo. She has a very small role in this, playing Ed and H.I.'s friends, kind of their straight-laced friends who come to town and bring all their crazy kids. She plays Dot, so there you go. She's hysterical. There's a lot of scenes that I can't even describe it. It's ridiculous, but hysterical. You have to be in the right mindset to appreciate this. Nicolas Cage, this was one of the first things he did. He'd been in some things earlier in the 80s, like Valley Girl and things like this. But this was one of the things where it was like, he's like the star of the show. He had kind of a contentious working relationship with Coen brothers. He felt like they were out-and-out dictators. Like, he wanted to contribute more to, his character, to the plot. And they basically just said, okay, they listened politely and then said, no can do, big guy. Just read the script the way it's written, please, por favor. So, needless to say, you don't see a lot of Nicolas Cage in other Coen brothers movies. You do see, like I said, Frances McDormand. You do see John Goodman. He's in basically every single one of these. He, like I said, he is Gale Snopes. Again, just busted out of the joint. He released himself on his own recognizance, as you might say. So, he's hysterical in this. Frances McDormand is great. Nicolas Cage, very underrated actor in my opinion. Now granted, he's gone off the rails more recently with the Ghost Rider movies, Bangkok Dangerous. But from like 87 to I want to say like 95, he was money. The choices he makes as an actor are hilarious. So he's in this. Like I said, Randall Tex Cobb, the crazy grizzled old biker guy, they talked about how he is not as much of an actor as he is just a force of nature. All you can do is point him in the right direction and hope it all works out. You don't see much of him in movies after this. Other movies he was in Fletch Lives, so there you go, Diggstown, a few other things that aren't leaping in my mind right now, but if you saw him, you'd know exactly who I'm talking about. Like I said, Fargo kind of made fun of people from Minnesota with all their accents. In some similar way, they tried to make fun of Arizona. Again, crazy accents. If you've been to Arizona, it is basically like Tempe especially. I'm from the desert. I'm from Palm Springs, for those of you guys who don't know. It's like basically they scooped some part of Palm Springs that you've never been to, and that is Tempe. It's very similar. It's also got a little dash of Orange County where I live now. I'm telling you all the stuff about me, so don't come stalk me. I know you were thinking about it. It's got Orange County in the desert, basically what it is. It's not Hillbilly Haven, but I guess it's more funny to be Hillbilly Haven. So there you go. It holds a 90% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you have not seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. It actually held the record for greatest amount of money made by a movie that wasn't released in wide release. Like when it was first released, it was literally in one theater. So there you go. Cult classic. It is the very definition of what we try to do here at the B Movie Club. So again, it is streaming instantly on Netflix, so check it out. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Check it out. Next week, I'm going to go back to the horror genre, and we're going to do The Gate. It's a scary movie about young kids opening literally a hole in their backyard, which leads to, could be Hades. I don't want to give it all away. It's called The Gate, though. So check that out. It is streaming instantly. And let me know what you think. You can reach me at KD9575 at Twitter. I'm on there all the time. You can also subscribe to the B Movie Club on YouTube.com. So go ahead and search for me. And just click subscribe. It doesn't cost any money. Okay? Maybe a little time, a little effort. But go ahead and subscribe. Also, look for our page on Facebook, the original B Movie Club. I'm posting on there all the live long day. Every time I see a movie that I have an interesting take on, I'll post it right on there. Please feel free to post your own thoughts and feelings on there. I'd love to hear what you think. Again, favorite quotes, favorite scenes, any movie suggestions. Don't forget to tell a friend. Please, the more the merrier. Anyway. As you know, I end every episode with a totally out of context quote. And here it is. Her insides were like a rocky place where my seed could find no purchase. Thank you for joining us. Next week, The Gate, and be well.